Hello, Kim Townsel here. This video will talk a little bit about problem solving. Sometimes the best way to solve problems is to think outside the box. I think too often we pre-decide what we want to do. We limit our options instead of brainstorming, thinking about, well, what are some new and innovative ways to solve this problem? What are some alternative ways to use our resources at hand? Or what resources do I have that maybe I'm not thinking about in order to solve this problem? I'm just going to show you a few crazy ways that I'll solve some problems that presented in my life. Maybe it will get you thinking about ways you can solve problems that come up in yours. The first way is not even anything I did. It was just an amazing epiphany that I had. I was in California with a friend and he locked his keys in his car. My little middle class response was to call AAA. He said, I'm not waiting 45 minutes on AAA to come. He snaps off his antenna of his car and proceeds to break into his car and retrieve the keys that he's locked in his car. I'm amazed, one, that he broke his own antenna, but he told me that he could replace that for just dollars. Two, I was amazed that he knew how to break into his car. I obviously did not have those skills or that mindset to use a resource readily at hand and easily replaceable to solve an immediate problem. I started thinking about this. One day at work, I left my office keys at home. I had the administrative assistant to unlock my office and let me in, but if I left or closed my door, it was going to lock back, and I didn't want to annoy her all day long by locking and unlocking my door. So I used rubber bands which were in my office and a ruler which was in my office to prevent the door from locking when I shut it. I even had an engineer tell me that was pretty ingenious. One thing I commonly do is to use the heat from my car and the dashboard in my car as a warming plate for food. If I buy a sandwich from Subway and it's warm outside, I can leave it on the dashboard and it's still warm when I come out and get in my car. This was actually a sandwich that I made for a dragon boat race, and when I went out to eat it at lunch, it was nice and toasty and warm and melted. I used to put canned coffee on the dashboard and come out after work, and it would actually be warm for me to drink on the way home. I've even used it to keep pizzas warm for events. I ran out of the right type of coffee filters, but I found these cone type filters up in the cupboard, so I thought I just need to make the base narrower, so I'm thinking shot glass. I set the shot glass in the bottom and put the cone filter in the filter container. Put the coffee in there and it worked. I decided that if one shot glass was good, then probably two might be even better. And it did prove to be the case. Sometimes the car is not available and the sun's not available to heat food up, so I improvised and used what was on hand. Power's out because we had tornadoes and direct winds and whatnot today. I had candles going. My mom and I had to go out for dinner. Well, we chose to go out for dinner. And these leftover meatballs were just calling my name. But I have no electricity. But I have candles. And a little grill, and aluminum foil. Just listen to that. Heaven. Problem solving. I ended up having a nice warm leftovers with a nice mango BCAA in my favorite wine glass. It was very tasty. Thanks for watching the video. Remember to keep your mind open. Think about all different ways of solving problems and using your resources. Until next time, take care. Bye.